Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
Women of Reddit, what question about men do you wish to be answered? Do you think about our boobs while hugging us? Not all the time. If we're interested in you, then yes. I'd say all the time, but how we think about them thinks about the context you mentioned. Depends, but usually it crosses our mind in some way or another, either during or after. Honestly, sometimes I just worry that I hugged too hard and hurt your boobs in the process. Example, I had not seen a good friend of mine in a couple of years. Mostly due to COVID and no travel. When I greeted her, she jumped into my arms and I picked her up. Now I am a tall guy, so she was completely off the ground. But I quickly realized I was basically smashing her boobs into her ribs, and I have no context if that hurts or not at that pressure. So it crossed my mind, but more in a concerned way. As someone with big boobs, it doesn't usually hurt. Is it actually attractive for a woman to make the first move? I've been called weird or trying too hard because I try to initiate a conversation. I personally would love to see a woman initiating conversation. We are both people and we can both start a chat if we want to. There's nothing weird about it. What's more, I sometimes find it rude when girl only waits for your move while doing absolutely nothing. It's usually really awkward for a guy to think of how to start a conversation with a girl. If you like a guy and he's been wondering if you like him, then yeah, it's a pretty attractive trait that most guys like. Yup, as with anything, some guys aren't into it. Many, I'd say most, are fine with it or are all about it. When using a urinal, do you want a small divider panel or is it pointless? Men I've polled give mixed responses. Signed, female architect. Prefer panel because bladder shy. Have started at urinal. Stood there for a little. Had guys come up to the nearby urinal. Stand there even longer awkwardly. Then zip up and go into the stall to try to pee there. Meat looker guards are definitely preferred. Men who don't care about a divider, won't care that is there. Men who prefer to have it, would curse at the architect or the builder for cheapening out on a sad sheet of metal that does a lot of peace of mind. That's the perfect answer, I think. I don't care whether a divider is there or not. So why not have one for the guys who do care? If you can, do. If not, we can space naturally, it's fine. More important would be an odd number of urinals. 3 if you have 2, 5 is good, 7 if you have space. That's it. Make it like that. Odd urinals is a big yes. Neither. I want a functional divider, i.e., large enough to block the view. Same. This is why I carry a post-it note with me wherever I go. Do you immediately become soft after you come, or do you stay hard like in porn? Or does it depend on the guy? Can go either way. Thanks. If it was a really hot sex session, especially after not having had sex, jerked off for a while, I can remain hard and can probably go for round 2. If I just jerked off to porn out of boredom, I will probably go soft almost immediately. Totally agree. It isn't coming that makes us go soft, it is lack of stimulation after coming. So, a guy can in theory come and keep thrusting, but it feels really weird and overstimulating. And we are pretty much programmed to stop. And it goes soft almost immediately when we do. I, as well as prior commenter, have kept going past the overstimulation until it feels good again. Personally, getting to a second coming is rare, but giving your partner who wasn't quite finished off a solid finish before stopping can be rewarding. How fun is aiming your piss? Have you seen the bathrooms at gas stations? Seems some people don't bother. Also, there is 4 different places you can aim. At the water, establish presence. At the bowl, stealth mode. At the seat, assert dominance. Anywhere else, question authority. Edit. It's fun picking options, depending on whose bathroom you're in. Edit 2. So my most upvoted comment is about aiming when pissing. Nice one, Reddit. Edit 3. Many of you have mentioned cleaning the poop specks. I say that goes under stealth mode as poop specks are on the bowl. You forget the 5th. You aim somewhere and you dick decides it's not going to happen and you either somehow piss with a weird angle or you get a split stream that you somehow have to aim properly to not make a mess. Edit. Okay, the most responses I ever got are about pissing. Oh well, thanks I guess. I would like to add that I don't get surprised every day. But that is the problem. Sometimes you expect a steady stream like normal and then it goes sideways. With snow on the ground 9/10. Do most guys try, at some point, to see if they could suck their own dicks? Edit. My god, what have I done? I tried after dreaming that I could. In the end, not only I couldn't but I also hurt my back while trying. Roommate told about a guy from his town that broke his 2 lowest ribs trying to suck his dick. Ended up in a hospital and had to explain to the doctors what happened. Imagine, when I was younger and more flexible, if I laid on my back and tossed my feet over to allow gravity to help, I could get about the first inch or so in. It wasn't comfortable and felt more like sucking a dick than getting your dick sucked. Felt more like sucking a dick than getting your dick sucked, is one of the best things I've read. There are 2 kinds of men. those who confess to have tried to suck themselves, and those who lie about it. 3 types. There's also a small population that succeed. Yes, I once managed to lick the tip by laying horizontally in the bath. To bend me into the right position. And with a lot of physical effort. Wasn't really worth it. So the legends are true. He does exist. Let's all praise his name. O great alter Edward. Thine name shalt be written in the annals, anal, of history. I am a man who made it. My dick isn't especially huge or anything. I just did gymnastics when I was young and was really flexible. A classic joke is, if I could do that I'd never leave the house. The reality of the situation, at least from my view of it, is that it is a lot more like sucking a dick than having your dick sucked. Obviously I tried it a second time to make sure. I'm sure now. It's like ordering a steak at a bad restaurant. It's a steak so it's okay, but it's not great or what you really wanted.